Hi there, it's Nancy Damiano with the July Studio Calico kit called Silver Lake. So today I'm going to be using the Main Only kit, and in particular that wood veneer leaf pattern. I loved it. I haven't used it all month, so I'm really excited to make it a focal point of my layout. So I started with this picture of my husband, my son, and I, and this tight little circle we call a family of our feet. I love photos like that. They don't necessarily need to have our faces in it to tell the story. So to start off, I'm going to decorate that wood veneer with a few puffy hearts from the main kit. And I'm going to let it sit center stage right up at the top of the layout. Just underneath it, I'm going to add a little bit of stamping, a few little words, story of today, choose adventure, and adore this moment. And that was part of the main kit stamp this month. I love those sayings. I love the two fonts. And I'm going to line them up just underneath that wood veneer. It almost is like a divider in between my photo and my big, huge embellishment up at the top. Now I tested it out on a piece of scrap paper first. I always do, just to see how much pressure I need and exactly how it looks and was it spaced out appropriately. I've made a small guideline right in the center of the page because in this instance I really do want it to look straight since this is a very linear graphic page overall. So I'm being very careful with that. I usually don't use rulers, but sometimes you really do need them. Now, making sure to press down really hard so I don't ruin my white cardstock. And it's perfect and is just the width of the photo. I did measure that out. Now for a border, I wanted a pop of color. I had used this paper. I thought I was going to make it an 8.5 by 11 page, but I had changed my mind. So now I need to do a little bit of surgery on it so I can repurpose it and make a 12-inch border. Some washi tape and we're good to go. That bottom border is probably about 1.5 inches. I had already cut down the white cardstock and I'm just making sure there that the page is still 12 by 12 and it is. We'll glue that down. Now I have that really nice border that I wanted. Making sure that that black ink is dry is key. So here I waited a few minutes and now I'm just going through and erasing it. I'm going to place some adhesive just in the center because I'm pretty sure I'm going to layer some things right under that photo. I want it to pop a little bit. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but leaving the sides free gives me those options. Now I tried those circles and that was a little too much, but I found this great chipboard that says start and end, and I thought that was perfect. We begin and end with family. And also some words. I didn't have a great place for the title, so I thought, why not just split it up? And what that photo reminds me of is our family, and I didn't want to use family, so I thought of together. This was a day that we went to a sculpture garden, so it was a great kind of family outing, and I thought that was a great title. I also like this very plain font and how nice and clean it is, and it's very readable. If you're going to split it up like that. And there I'm making sure that it's straight because again, sometimes to your eye something looks straight and then when I see it on video I'm like, oh no, it's crooked. But so I was really careful. Trying to decide the spacing on these. Now you see them up at the top. That doesn't look quite right because up at the top it would leave this white blank space in between that flag and the words. Trapped white space is what we call it officially. It just looks odd and the eye would immediately go to that white space. And that's not what I want. I want the eye to go to either the leaf or the photo, not to some odd white spot. Down at the bottom, I went ahead and printed out my journaling. It's really simple. It's kind of about the circle of our family and how sometimes it expands. Sometimes we have my niece and nephew with us as part of our family as well. And so that tight little circle becomes bigger. And so that's what the words are about. Short and sweet, but meaningful. On 3 little strips. Now I always add the date because I do not scrap in chronological order, but my books are kept in chronological order. So I did stamp the date in a nice green color. And up at the top, I feel like it's sort of fading. And I wanted to use that flare, but the flare alone was too small and it was kind of being eaten up by those leaves. So I backed it with a 1.5-inch circle punch. I had that from a leftover project, and backed it up, and now it gives that flare a little more weight on that huge bold leaf background. I'm going to use some multi-matte medium to get that wood veneer down. And that's it. That completes our super linear clean page with a pop of nice design. That is my favorite type of layout, and a little meaningful story too doesn't hurt. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video with our main kit, Silver Lake. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.